about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Around the YouTube, it is Charles here, and today we're going to be talking about King Spawn. I want to start by saying the first thing that always stands out to me about this King Spawn series is the artist himself. It is Yildiray Cinar, and in every book, he brings not just emotion, but action, and really captures movement and bright lights like nobody I've seen. And there are certain panels that really catch my eye and stand out in every single book that he draws. For instance, in this scene where an FBI agent is racing to save a boy, you see right here, he's rushing through the rain. You can see the way that it feels like the car is moving. You can feel the speed. You can feel the intensity of the headlights and the way that he draws them. And he also does this thing in most of his books. Not really in this book, but most books there will be either a whole page or a 2-page panel that is just big and bold. Okay, yeah, here's one right here. A great panel that is just big, overwhelming, and really itself doesn't need the letterbox. It tells the story in itself. And so whenever I get a King Spawn, that goes directly to the front of my read pile. And on top of that, the story is brilliant as well. It's a more emotional Spawn story. Pretty much what has happened to this point. This is number 46, by the way. I got so excited about Yildiray Cinar, I forgot to give you the specs. King Spawn, number 46 from Image Comics. But this FBI detective has reached out to Spawn to help solve this case of a missing boy. And he noticed the modus operandi, the MO of the crime, fits to what happened to his family 20 years earlier. And so he reaches out to Spawn, and he goes outside of the law because it's that important to him, because he knows that this is what the same entity, person, group, whatever, that killed his family is responsible for the missing boy now. And we find out in the last issue that it is a man who made a deal with an entity that as long as he kills, makes a sacrifice every 15 or so years, he will live another 15, 20 years. And so that is what explains this cycle of death that comes around every 20 years. And in this, when he's going to face the final battle, if you will, you really get into the mind of the FBI agent. And right here he talks about as he's walking through the cave, you see the dialogue, why my brother, why my family, why me? As he grew older, he tried to move past it. He couldn't. No amount of therapy helped, and nothing could stop the nightmares, because he knew the monster was still out there. And I'm not going to tell you too much more, because in these reviews, I don't want to read the story for you. I want to give you enough to let you know if it's something that is worth your read. And so I'm not going to give away any spoilers. Showed you a few panels, gave my thoughts on it. The art is top notch. The storytelling, especially in this story arc of King Spawn, is top notch. And it seems like it's coming to a head here in the next issue. Possibly. It seems like we're building up to that point. It's been, in my last Spawn video that I reviewed, The Curse of Shirley Johnson, I talked about how it's amazing that through all of the series, and I mean, Spawn right now is over 350, 360 issues. And that's not including the myriad of spin-offs that we have going right now, but every story connects up, every story makes sense, and you will not find a narrative loose thread, at least I haven't yet. and I read all of the current Spawn Universe books. And so I cannot suggest this enough. King Spawn 46, and this does feature Al Simmons, but from a different perspective, going alongside the story that is in the mainline Spawn. And so while it is a different story from Spawn, it's in the same universe, same timeline, just I guess you could call it a B plot. And so in essence, you're getting more Al Simmons. And so you guys be easy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, keep reading them books. I'm out.